Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm here with another review. Now, this is not a revisiting because I have not reviewed this on the channel, so I'm just going to call it review. Um, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Going to say it right now. Ever how you feel about this film, that's your opinion. I will respect your opinion to the end of the earth. But I like Halloween 3. I like Halloween 3. Is Halloween 3 a perfect film? No. Here's the thing. The problem with I can't even call it Halloween 3. It's gliding. I'm not going to call it that because I don't like to call it that. I like to call it Season of the Witch. This film could have been a little bit more successful and a little bit more talked about if they would have not called it Halloween. Number one. Number two, going to get into the pros. I think Tom Atkins really saves this film in my opinion. I really did like his performance. But Tom Atkins, he's really the lead in this. I did like it. I did like the premise. I thought the premise was wild and out there, fits the 80s. You know, a mask maker that wants to kill kids that has witchcraft. Yeah, it's a little wacky story that surely doesn't hold up, but it's fun. I think it's fun and it's a little bit entertaining, but it takes forever to get there, which I'll get into later. More pros. Does this have, I can't talk at all, but anyway, that's one of the pros is Tom Atkins. I really did enjoy his performance. Thought it was pretty good. I did like the masks that they used. The kills were okay. Um, they were fine. They were nothing. Oh my god, spectacular! No, they weren't, but they're fine. More pros. I did like the score in this. John Carpenter did the score. I did dig the score. The score was pretty good. The jingle, like when the masks come on, like 8 more days to Halloween. I thought that was pretty catchy and very effective. I thought it was catchy and effective, and it got the point across what this film is going to be about. About a mask company, right? Pretty simple. But now, as I said, there were the pros. I do like the premise. I do like majority of the stuff. Now we gotta go into the negatives. The biggest negative is this is a false advertisement. It really is a false advertisement. There's no Michael in this. Why are you gonna call a film Halloween 3, but there's no Michael? You know, if there was internet in the 80s, if there was internet in the 80s, I'm telling you, this film would not be acceptable. It just wouldn't. This film will not be acceptable if there was internet in the 80s. People will bash this film. Um, More negatives, the runtime. There's so many scenes where it's nothing. It, is is it hard to make it through this film? Yes, because I think it's hard to make it through this film. It's hard to make it through this film because of the runtime. There's some lengthy scenes. This movie's like what, 99 minutes long? Need to be like 85. No joke, because this should have been one of those films that has been point to point, short and sweet. Boom, wham, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Short, sweet, it's over. Cool, we're good. That's how this film should have been. No, it had to be 99, 100 minutes, something long, with lengthy scenes. You know, I don't get that. And more negatives is, again, the runtime. The kills really aren't that great in this. The runtime sucks. The lengthy scenes don't help this film. There's really nothing to save this film. Even Tom Atkins couldn't save this film. It's lengthy. It's too long. Like, I don't get it. Like, there's really nothing to keep you pulled in. You know, I think when you make a film, and I'm not being mean to John Carpenter. I respect him, but I feel like when you make a film, whatever film that be, the first part is the part that should draw you in. Then kind of the middle, you kind of go in more dialogue. But to me, your introduction of the film is what should draw you in. The first introduction, The only thing that really draws you in is the jingle and the masks. That's it. And Tom. That's it. Only Tom Atkins, the masks, and the jingle all gonna draw you in. But then still then it's just a letdown. Like everything just lets down from that point. Halloween, not Halloween season of the witch. Again, I really can't call this a Halloween film. You kind of have to go into this open minded. You do have to go into this open minded. This is not a Michael Myers film. This is something else entirely. Silver Shamrock, cool company name. But at the end of the day, I would never know how I feel about this film. I haven't seen this film in about 10 or 12 years, and this was the first time he's seen it since then. 10 or 13 years ago, I didn't know how I felt about 10, 12 years ago. I didn't know how to feel about it. I just saw it now. Still don't know how I feel about it. The thing that I just that to does this film have rewatchability? Yes, it has rewatchability, but you're going to need to do something else while you watch it, just because it's not going to keep you pulled in. It's I don't know. I'm always going to be mixed on this film because I do enjoy. I'm a fan of it. People do need to kind of give it another shot, but at the same time, really, can you give a film another shot when it has so many lengthy scenes that really don't go anywhere? You know what I mean? So, with that being in mind, Season of the Witch. I don't call it Halloween 3. I just call it Season of the Witch. Is this film enjoyable? Yes and then no. Is Again, this is a classic. It is an 80s classic horror film. But even then, like this is too out there even for the 80s. Witchcraft and all that. The 80s was about slashers, they were about slashers, gore. This was about witchcraft. You know what I mean about witchcraft and mask companies and weird men wanting to kill children and masks that melt faces. Really didn't fit the 80s. Maybe like the end of the 80s, maybe like 88, 89, maybe 1990. But this didn't fit the 80s and it doesn't work. But that's the thing, this is a film. It don't the premise does not work as it does not work as a movie. I mean, it does not work as a movie, but it can work as a television series. I say reboot Season of the Witch. Some people may get mad at me, but yeah, reboot Season of the Witch. Put it as a Netflix original, and don't call it Halloween. Call it Season of the Witch. It's going to have 5 or 10 or 15 episodes. It will premiere every October on Netflix. There you go. I think you can, reboot Season of the Witch. Again, the premise works more for a television show. It doesn't work that well for a 90 something minute movie. It could work for a movie if you trim it down, add some more things to draw people in there. There's not really much in there to draw you in. And again, the kills are kind of weak, but really, I do enjoy this film. I'm one of the fans that do enjoy this film, but for me, I'd rather watch Halloween 2, I'd rather watch Halloween 4 that actually have Michael in it. But then again, Season of the Witch, it's not a Michael Myers film. It's not a Halloween film. It's not supposed to be that. At the same time, it's supposed to be something that is original. And again, you kind of have to go back and kind of respect what they were trying to do, what John and Deborah were trying to do. But at the same time, again, it's like you could have made this film, right? You could have made this film, gave somebody else the rights to Michael and all that. You could have went out and made this film and just called it Season of the Witch. I feel like you just put Halloween and the number 3 in there for money. And to me, that's a big disappointment. Oh, another positive is the mask. I do like the mask. I thought the mask was the masks, as I talked about, the mask was cool, the poster was cool, cool stuff. But there's an equal amount of negatives and equal amount of positives. Is it a film I'm always going to pop in? You know, I probably will give it another try, probably in November, and I will revisit it. I will probably give it another shot for sure. I probably will give it another shot for. I probably will give it another shot for. I probably will because the film looks stunning. I think the cinematography and the way it's directed, again, it's another positive. The way it's directed, the cinematography looks beautiful, especially on Blu-ray. It looks beautiful. But I may give it another shot, maybe in November, December, March. I may give it another shot. Who knows? But for right now, I'm very split on this film. Very split. Well, I'm thinking, what is my, rating for this film? Do I give it a 7? Do I give it an 8? I could give it an 8 for trying something different, for putting Tom in there, Tom Atkins, for the masks, for the jingles, for the score. But then I kind of have to give it a 7 for the false advertisement, for kind of the cash grab that it was. But at the same, I don't know. Like, I really, like, this is a film that I cannot get a definitive rating on. I just cannot give this film a definitive rating. I can't. I can't give this. I, I just can't give this film a definitive rating. I just cannot give this film a definitive rating because I enjoy it, then I don't. But I enjoy it a little bit more than I did a few years ago. Like I said, I do enjoy this film. I do enjoy this film way more than I did a few years back. But I don't know. Like, I'm really stumped because it's a film. Again, I don't know what to give this film a rating for. What did you guys give this? I know Jared Robertson. Jared Robertson. He actually did a review on Season of the Witch, and he doesn't like Season of the Witch. Again, I respect his opinion. I can understand where he's coming from. You know what I mean? I can understand where Jared is coming from. At the same time, I like this film, but then I don't. Then I love it. Then I kind of have. I really do have a hate-love relationship with this film to a point where I cannot give a definitive rating for this film. I give it a 7.5. I mean, that's the closest to an 8 it's going to get at this moment. That's the closest it's going to get right now. So, Season of the Witch gets a 7.5. It's a fun film. Probably just a film you should probably just watch on Halloween, probably, or around the month, like the start. You know what I mean? Like when you start getting like your horror marathon going in September, maybe this is a film you should pop in then. And again, that's the thing too. It's called Season of the Witch. It's evolving around Halloween. It's a film. Again, that's another negative. It's a film that's evolved around Halloween, but you don't feel Halloween. You don't have that feel of Halloween. You don't have that feel of Halloween. Again, another negative, another drawback. There's no feel of Halloween. There's no feel of anything. There's no feel of the holiday Halloween. I don't feel that nowhere. I just feel like it's a regular day. You know what I mean? But yeah, I give this film a 7.5. If you feel mad, I give it a 7.5. If you do agree with me, give me a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of Season of the Witch? Like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with this film. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Catch everyone in the next one.